Alright, what's good, y'all? Jim Biff, 434, back again. Now, this is going to be the second video of today. Yes, I'm working Boxing Day. Even though I don't like working Christmas, but things have got to get done. This is the NXT review. Now, my Raw review has just been put up. I said on my Raw video, if I'm feeling a bit cranky, it's because I have been under the weather. So anyway, let's get into NXT. Show starts. We see Thea Hail, Ricky Sainz, Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Chelsea Green, and Zaruka all walking in. I don't like all this walking in garbage. Show starts. Lola Vice versus Izzy Dame. So show starts. Dame drives Vice to the corner as the bell rings. Rams it repeatedly with shoulders. Vice fights out with a roll up for a 2 count. She lays into Dame with some strikes. Izzy shoves her away and hits a clothesline. Vice catches Dame with a modified triangle choke. But Dame stacks her up for a 2. Vice with some chops off the second rope with a bulldog and sends Izzy Dame to the floor. Izzy is one of the most improved women this year. Putting her with Spears, Nico Vance has been fucking great. And I love the fact that Izzy has actually finally got a chance in NXT. Mrs. Braun Breaker, by the way. Vice goes to the apron. She hits a seated Santon on Izzy. Izzy returns Vice returns Dame into the ring. She hits knees into the guts of Izzy. After whips across the ring. The third one is cuffed with a scoop slam with a 2 count. Dame hits some uppercuts. Vice holds the ropes and hits a kick to slow Izzy down. I was really starting to get into this match, by the way. Dame charges into the corner, Lola moves, and Lola hits the roundhouse kick. Izzy tries to pick up Vice, but she applies with a standing body sleeper. Izzy crashes to the mat to break the hold. Dame talks and smack as both ladies get to their feet. Lola tries to kick Dame again. Dame catches her leg and hits an overhead throw. That'll take us to a commercial break. Now, I actually saw the whole match because I actually have a package with Netflix where I don't see commercials, by the way, unless it's SmackDown. Even though we do get some stupid ass commercials after one single vignette, by the way. Dame has Vice into a variation of the Texas Cloverleaf as return from break. Vice breaks the hold by sending Izzy into the middle turnbuckle and rolls her up for a 2 count. Crucifix pin for another 2 count. Lola goes to town with the kicks. Dame charges in to release an early German suplex. Lola then charges in and hits Dame with her ass and bounces around for a bit. I like this, by the way. Then Sean Spears gets involved, causes a distraction by grabbing the ankle of Lola. As Dame comes outside and slams Lola into the apron and goes back into the ring, we hear a sound of a chainsaw. Was it Chainsaw Charlie? No. Was it anything off a horror movie? No. It's Tatum Paxley, who cuts through a part of NXT that gets destroyed the most, and that's like the part of the corner. And she looks like a fucking nut job. Spears runs away. Izzy retreats to the ring and eats a 350 back fist from Lola for the win. This was a very good match, by the way. This is why women's wrestling matters. Lola wins in 9 minutes. Following the match, Lola celebrates by shaking her booty. Glady Jordan interferes and attacks Vice from behind. One referee holds Jordan back as she admires her handiwork. Kalani Jordan's heel turn. Best thing that's ever happened to her. She was getting quite cringe as a babyface, by the way. She is Mrs. Carmel Hayes, so I might cut some slack. So we see someone watching the ending of last week's Thea Hail Blake Monroe title match. Jordan Grace arrives. Thea arrives. Grace tells her she's watched this 1,000 times, and Hale did in fact beat Blake. Hale said that she's going out to the ring to address the NXT fans. She also wants to thank Jordan for standing up to her, for him, and believing in her when no one else did. She leaves, and Jordan wonders what Hale will say next. Why is Jordan Grace in NXT when SmackDown clearly sucks? I'd have her on SmackDown immediately and having one of the challenges for Jade. Commercial. We're back in the men's locker room. Ethan Page, probably the best thing about NXT, shows up and wants to talk to Miles Bourne. Page gives him solid career advice and he didn't take it. He's going to sit there and sulk in a corner with Leon Slater, the number one contender who'll face Oba at New Year's Evil. Looking forward to that match. It's going to be a banger. Look at Ricky Saints. He did it too. Page said everyone thinks Raw and SmackDown are a Shark Tank, but they aren't. In the year 2026, you can either move up or move on, and you might want a pen to write this down, but 2026 will be the year of Ethan Page. Put the United States title on him. If you are calling him up to SmackDown or Raw, it would make no sense to put him on Raw. He needs to be on SmackDown to keep up the teaming with Chelsea Green. Please. Thea Hail comes out, quite a big pop. She has a mic and looks around for a bit. Said last week was a little controversial. Some people can't believe I won. Thea said she couldn't believe that she won, but she did it. I've heard people talking about her being a champion. She's seen all the smiles, but nothing prepares you for the feeling yourself. She's only been champion for 1 week. You have watched her grow up and watched her through growing pains. Now, this was getting, I was thinking, please run this up. Get Blake out for goodness sake. And Blake heard enough. Make it end, Thea. That's enough, she said. That was a fluke. That was a mistake. An inconvenience that now she has to deal with. Never thought the number 3 would hurt her so much. I'm not sure what you. All that matters is that she wants her North American title back. Give it back now. The Thea then mucks her with a womp womp womp. Pot said to Blake, it's her title. The referee counted 1, 2, 3. Blake says stop. We know the referee didn't know how to count. She wants a rematch. Thea gives a rematch, and it's at New Year's Evil. Right, this is what I do. And I was listening to Uncle Bully. Bully Ray made an excellent point. Thea should retain and put Blake going for the women's championship, because what I would do is have Kendall beat JC, and then you've got a build for Blake and Kendall going to Stand and Deliver season. Easiest shit to fucking book. See, I just don't know what it is with me. I'm just so good at it, and then Blake launches an attack, and then we have a brawl. Officials start to break it up. Progressive Spotlight this week centers on Eli Knight and Tavion Heights. They will be facing each other in the men's speed tournament. Why? Why is the speed tournament such a thing? God, it was a fucking speed tournament. Garbage. Sarah Schreiber has Zaruka in the back. She wants to know it mean a lot for her to be the United States champion. Soul said at one point she was a double champion, but that came crashing down, but it was nobody's fault. Yep, Zarya lost to Blake Monroe. Thousands of people watched her at John Cena's final show, and millions more watched her beat Bayley on Peacock. She's going to be the next United States champion, and Zarya says she'll have her back out there. Turn Zarya heel. Push Zarya to be a dominant women's champion. I have said this for weeks now. I've said this for months now. Turn Zarya heel. Please, God almighty. I'm going to get to the men's speed tournament match. Eli Knight against Tavion Heights. Nothing to be confused about with Eli Drake. Eli Knight. So it's a mixture of literally of LA Knight, because he was Eli Drake in TNA. 3 minutes on the clock as both men go for it straight away. Heights ends up on the floor. Knight hits a moonsault to the floor. Back in the ring. Eli hits a frog splash for a 2 count. Heights trips him up. Picks him up and throws him, but Knight lands on his feet. Knight with a running drop kick and hits a moonsault after kicking off at the top for a 2 count. After the match is gone, as Knight hits a kick to the back of the head, standing sliced bread follows. Knight to the top and moonsault comes out empty, and Tavion hits the belly to belly for the win. Now, Eli Knight looked good. He looked fucking great. I like the look of him. The guy from the Final Fight type, loved it. I think he will be a great addition to NXT. Without a doubt, respect is shown by the both men. See Leon Slayer sitting in the back. The ruler, Obafemi, arrives, and they will have a face-to-face next. Commercials again. God, I fucking hate commercials. See Blake Monroe walking in the back. She's approached by Jackson Drake. He wants her to follow him. The rest of us swipe right, who are in the back. Why are these not in NXT? The tag team division surely needs help. They want to give her presents. Now, I think I'd love to give Blake Monroe a present, but you know what I mean. They tell her that they want to know the referee made a mistake. One of them does say that if Thea Hail wins and retains the title, she gets crazy and asks them to leave. But she wants them to leave the presents. That was the one from Jackson Drake. Even though, like I said, I'd love to leave a gift for Blake myself, but she did do something on my birthday, by the way, and that is on the Max Wrestling show. I believe that will be on the 1st of October show, so if you want to go have a look, watch Max. King Good welcomes in Obafemi and Leon Slayer for a sit-down. She wants to start with Oba first. She runs down his accomplishments in 2025, including going toe-to-toe with Cody Rhodes. Femi says he manages to raise any single blemish that's on his record. He has no doubt that over the past 2 years he is the ruler of NXT, and he showed last Saturday that he'll be the ruler of WWE. Yes, call him SmackDown. Should beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Put the world title on him. Build the division around Obafemi. I ain't kidding. Everyone felt the shift, and at New Year's Evil, Leon will feel that shift as well. Leon laughs and said he knows he's going into the Lion's Den, but he's here to prove himself. Kelly wants to explain that the youngest in charge. Slater said his cousin got him hooked on the video games and action figures. Started training at the age of 9. That's pretty neat, by the way. He is the only man in the house with his mom and his sister. Do you know he's from Bradford, England, by the way? It's pretty neat. Youngest in charge is not the moniker, and he is not slowing down. Femi said it's a nice story, but when you stand across the ring from him, none of that matters. Leon says he's not one for trash talk. He let his actions talk for him. And when they get to the ring, guess we'll really see who is better. I like that segment. I was a fan of that segment. Both men then stand up and shake hands as the segment comes to an end. I'm in two minds about this one with Leon and Oba. Is it too soon to maybe put the belt on Leon Slater while he's in TNA? No, they put the belt on Trick. So why can't they put the NXT title on a TNA star? That's my vision on that. So Javon Evans, he said you'll address the NXT universe. Ava's in the ring as we return from another commercial. We see security surrounding the ring. Javon comes out first, and then as well as Ricky. Evans wants to turn Ricky's music off, and they can handle this outside. Ricky as a heel is fucking better, by the way. Ricky says there he goes. He doesn't have the maturity or the mental accruement to handle this. Can't even rent a car. You should be modeling yourself after moi. Ricky works better as a heel. He did it in AEW. He's way better. Evans wants to route Ricky. He should have left Obafemi for him, and he knows he's jealous of Javon. Ricky says you can go on Good Morning America, hand out Emmy Awards. You can barely put two sentences together. You sound like you have marbles in his mouth. I did laugh at that. Javon replies, saying he did enough for Nick Aldis to put him on SmackDown. He knows he did enough for John Cena to put him on his final show. He didn't beg these people for him to stop. And now he wants him to slow down because he can't keep up. If you're talking about me, kid, I'm going to beat your ass. Ava then gets very, very annoyed. So next week we do have the match Ricky Saints versus Javon Evans. How to save this for New Year's Evil? I would have saved that for New Year's Evil. Next up, Kendall Gray. How I love this woman so much. Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair in the back. Fatal Influence. Damn. Why are these two not on SmackDown? Yep, JC Jane and Fallon Henley. They've been ready for about a year or two now. Smack talk ensues. Jane says that Sinclair feels confident because she's next to female Mike Mouse. I did laugh at that, actually. She wants to test herself against Ren next week, and when she beats her, she can tell Gray all about it. Kendall should win. Build the division around Kendall Gray. She's got to drop the Evolve title first. Remember, they put the women's title, or Divas title, whatever the fucking hell it was called back then, and they had the NXT women's title on Paige, aka Saraya. Why can't they do this with Kendall? Stephanie Vaquer was a double champ. Do it with Kendall. Build the future. Sean, I know you, bro. You can do this. Next up, we have Stackman, using a candy cane to pull in Ariana Grace for a kiss as she's trying to take selfies. God, my. Next up, tag team match. We have Stacks and Ariana Grace versus Shallow Hill and Skylar Ray. God almighty. This match was actually reasonably fun. Bell rings, everyone starts fighting the ringside and into the ring. Ray moves. Grace headbutts Stacks right in the dick. He's probably had more than that, by the way. Shiloh uses his partner and throws Ray onto Grace on the floor. He clothesline Stacks out of the ring, grabs a gift, a keyboard, and smacks him right in the back. Now, this spot was good, by the way. I did like that spot. Shallow Hill's not yet won me over, but I think it's probably going to take me time. So it's going to probably take me a little bit of time to get used to these LFG guys, even though I am a Jasper Troy guy. Grace introduces the candy cane candlestick. She smacks Ray with it. Ray blocks a second swing. They fight over the cane, and both guys left their respective partners onto their shoulders. Hill kicks Stacks in the gut, causing him to drop Grace onto the mat. Hill and Ray set up a doubletree of woe. Hill whacks Stacks with the cane 3 times, so Ray does the same to Grace. Hill hits Stacks with some more, does the same, as they finally fall out the corners via commercial break. Stacks tied up Hill in the corner with Christmas lights returned from break. Smacks Hill with a cane, and Grace hands Stacks a gift. It's a bowling ball. This reminds me of Al Snow in 2001. If you know, you know. Royal Rumble. Poor Raven's never been the same. She goes to throw it, and she hits Stacks right in the balls, and then drops it on his foot. Now, this part was funny, but a bit weird at the same time. They're making Stacks into a bit of a comedy act, and Stacks was actually very good when he was the underboss with Tony D'Angelo. Anyway, she freaks out. Hill hits some clotheslines. Big bail from Hill. Ray off the top rope with a missile dropkick to Stacks and Grace. Hill with the standing SSP for 2 count. Braun continues on the floor as Ray heads Grace into the Christmas tree. Hill has Stacks wrapped in a tinsel and hits him with a leg drop on the apron. You see the tree gets knocked over on Hill and Ray. Stacks and Grace go to kiss each other, but Ray uses the candy cane as she pulls Grace into the ring post. Hill puts some pine cones on the table and powerbombs Stacks through the table. Back in the ring, Ray hits a frog splash on Ariana and wins the match for her team. Now, this match was fun. Very, very weird. So, I would let that off a little bit. Dark State in the office with Ava. She said that Slater and Femi are facing each other at New Year's Evil. Dion Lennox says his name, and he appeared. Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry should nowhere near be NXT. Joe Hendry should be on the main roster. Ava wonders whether Hendry has been behind the plant the whole time. Said they won't be fighting in her office. They can sell this in New Year's Evil. Darkseid tell Hendry to keep his head on a swivel. Hendry says he wants to perform for the fans next week, and Ava tells him to break her leg. Now, Dion is a very good wrestler. Dion is very good. Osiris is starting to really win me over. Saquon Sugars, the Sugar Man, He is excellent at promos. I haven't seen a lot of him in the ring just yet. And Cutler James, decent wrestler. Do not ever give him a microphone ever again. But I might let him off because he's dating Rizzo. So I'll let him off. OTM are in the back. Just want to know what 2026 has in store for them. Jackson, Drake, and Swipe Right are there. They want to give the gifts that were meant to happen to to Blake, to Kelly Kingan instead. OTM argue with them. Blake said that they don't understand French. OTM leave. Drake and Swipe Right give the gifts to Kelly, and that was reasonably funny. Even though I would prefer to give the gifts to Blake. And even though I love Kelly, I love you, Kelly Kingan, no matter what. Next up, Speed Men's Tournament. Andre Chase versus Lexus King. Boring. Never really got into the match. King lands the first shot with an Irish whip. Andre Chase moves with a swinging neck breaker for a 2 count. Chase hits an enziguri that sends Lexus out to the floor. King taunts Chase as he tries to remove his mask. Chase misses his attack. Chase then hits a Russian leg sweep by submission. King escapes and elbows Chase in the face. Yeah, that rhymes. Chase responds with a punch, and King hits Chase in the nose with a coronation for the 1-2-3. I never got into this. I'm really not into this speed tournament garbage. I just don't care. Galani Jordan leaves the women's locker room. She walks by Tavian Heights and Miles Bourne, and she wants to know what the hell are they looking at. Kalani, awesome as a heel. Love her at the minute. She's fucking great. Bourne says she liked her more when she wasn't so mean. Heights says he has King next week, and Bourne says he's just an ass. Hank and Tank arrive. Say some stupid shit as usual. I love Hank and Tank. Their tag team title run was fucking garbage. But I'm not blaming them. The tag team division in NXT is awful right now. Heights and Bourne shake hands, and again, another segment. Vic goes down with what's happening at on next week's NXT. It's going to be Evans and Saints, Paige and Moose, and Brent Sinclair and JC Jane. And Joe Hendry will also have a New Year's Eve concert. Now, I don't know whether this show has already been taped or whether it's or if it's already done. I don't know. I will keep having a look at it. Main event. Women's United States title match. Chelsea Green versus Sol Ruka. I mean, can you complain about that? I mean, I'm not moaning. Bell rings. Ruka puts a drop toe hold straight away, goes for submission. Chelsea escapes. Ruka with a front face lock and switches to arm control. Green reverses. Ruka cartwheels out with Chelsea looking confused. Chelsea screams, "Help me!" as she gets dropped on her face with a Romero special. Chelsea again implores for someone to help her as Ruka kicks Green to the mat face first. Green reaches out to a cabinet and Ruka tries to pull her into ring. Alba Fire. What are they doing with Alba Fire? Once upon a time, and I'm going to remind you people, remember when Alba Fire was Kaylee Ray and she was the longest NXT Women's UK champion? I'll wait. God, what are they doing with Alba Fire? So Zarya comes around to the side and knocks out Alba. I prefer Alba Fire with Isla Dawn than have her with Chelsea Green right now. It's fucking boring. It's I don't know, man. Back in the ring, Chelsea has control briefly. Ruka comes out with clotheslines and sends Green out of the ring to the floor. Ruka heads to the top rope and does a moonsault, taking out Chelsea, Alba, and Ethan. Zari and Ruka do the surfs up as we head to a break. Love it. Come back from break. Chelsea has her legs wrapped around Ruka on the mat. Damn, I was like, man, I wish that was me. As we return from break, we see the numbers game get the better of Ruka during the break. Sol sits back and gets a 2 count. Chelsea doesn't give up on the submission. Sol rolls over Green and lands some strikes back to their feet. Sol lets a whip with a whip into a flying back elbow. Second one follows. Chelsea thinks she's tied the table with a monkey flip. Sol lands on her feet and surprises Chelsea with a drop kick. She double downs with a missile drop kick for a 2 count. Ruka goes to the top. Chelsea moves and hits Ruka with a spear for another 2 count. This was a match I was really getting into. This was a very good main event. Green falls up to the top rope and hits a German off the second rope. That spot was neat, by the way. Green goes to the corner, she springboards, and Sol moves. Sol goes to the top with a cartwheel DDT. Now, this was neat, by the way. Cover 1, 2. Paige puts Green's foot on the bottom rope. Paige acts like he's innocent as Zarya now argues, and then we have the face of the franchise, Moose. Zia attacks Ethan Page. In the confusion, Fire traps Ruka behind the ref's back. Chelsea hits the Umbrella and retains the title. This was actually a good match. I did enjoy this match. I think Sol, it's a matter of when she's getting called up. It's a matter of freaking when, man. She's too good to be in NXT now. Post match, Zarya and Sol, they both hit double spears onto Green and Alba. And then Sol hits a double Soul Snatcher, and that's the end of the show. This is why I prefer NXT than Raw and Smackdown, and Dynamite, and Collision, and TNA, and most shows at the minute, because they're actually fun to watch. Some of the other shows are fucking terrible. Anyway, that's your NXT review. I will try and get Dynamite done, unfortunately. And I'm gonna get AAA done. I did enjoy the AAA show, so we can get Dynamite done. Hopefully by tonight. I'm gonna have to get Collision done, and I hate Collision. SmackDown done by Sunday. We're also gonna get World's End probably in the week. Anyway, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all for the next review. Adios.